Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach. And I'm very excited to introduce to you guys a very special, very talented music artist guest, D Mott. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, Melissa? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Blessed. How are you?
I'm blessed by the best. Excited to be here.
Yes, I'm very excited to have you. Y'all might not know, but he's also from Buffalo, New York, which is also why I'm super excited, representing for our hometown, hashtag 716. So definitely got to represent for our community. So I'm super excited about that. We have a very amazing, talented artist, y'all. I was going to share some of your YouTube if that's okay, so we could
Yeah.
play some of your music too and everything. But first, before we do that, tell everyone where you're from, introduce yourself, and tell everyone how you got started in music.
All right. First of all, my name is Dejon Motley, aka D Mott, the apostrophe MOTT, from Buffalo, New York. 48 years. Been living here, probably not going nowhere. I'm a Buffalonian to the heart. I think, music for me was something that I was born into. My
Mm-hmm.
family is a very musically inclined family from the Buffalo area, and a little bit about myself. I'm just a church boy. Grew up in the church, was a musician. So that's kind of where I got a lot of my training from, being in the church. And so ain't nothing to me. I think for me, music was something that it happened because I was around music a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Never really thought that I was a musician because I probably took it for granted that I had so many opportunities to actually do music or just be around music. But
Mm-hmm.
it was basically a mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh, definitely
Yeah.
no mistakes when it comes to that amazing voice of yours, for sure. So
Wow.
it's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing that you were already around, music and surrounded by music, because that's definitely a good influence to have with your kind of talent.
Yeah.
Um, I know I wish when I was younger, I had a lot more music influence as far as people, even in my personal life, because it's definitely important when you're trying to pursue a music career.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right. I took music for granted. I took being athletic. I took all of that. I just took it for granted because it was stuff that was like, readily accessible for me. And when you're a kid, you
Mhm.
don't really understand
Right.
what these gifts are for. But,
Mhm.
when people ask me to talk about myself or to, say how I got in music, I like to tell the truth. And
Mhm.
the truth is, I did stumble upon this. I feel like God one day wanted me to do what I'm doing today,
Mhm.
but I didn't know that. I was nowhere near spiritual enough to
Mhm.
understand that when you have a gift like this, or you have a gift that people enjoy or feel good about or feel inspired because of your
Mhm.
gift, you have an obligation and a responsibility to actually give it to the people, and so I took that for granted. But there's nothing to me, and let me say this. I'm just really thankful to you for having me on the Seductive Peach show today. I was excited. I was thinking I wasn't gonna be able to do it because I
Mhm.
hadn't been feeling well. A lot of people been
Mhm.
catching a little bug, and uh,
Mhm.
my sinuses and allergies and
Mhm.
bronchitis and asthma, everything just was flaring up at one time. So,
Mhm.
I'm just grateful to be here tonight.
Oh, I'm definitely happy you're here, and I understand completely. I was sick for like 2 weeks, like I had told you when we spoke,
Hmm.
and I was literally just starting to recover and get back to normal when
Yeah,
we had spoke about it. And so I'm just happy that I'm definitely feeling better. You're feeling better, so we were able to do this.
yeah,
I'm just literally trying to share the live out and stuff, but so I don't want no one to think I'm just on my phone for nothing. Like, I'm sharing the live, y'all. Make sure you guys share the live as y'all come in. Like, subscribe if you're on YouTube.
yeah.
Um, but I'm definitely want to know, like, when would you say you really like decided, okay, I'm going to be serious about this music career? and, you know, really start pursuing it more seriously?
Oh, let me kind of backpedal just a little bit. So I think at the age of about maybe 11, there was a guy by the name of Lamont Perry who was the musical director at my grandmother's church. Shout out to King Solomon Holiness Church. My grandmother, the late great Arlene Motley Spells, and so you know he kind of forced me to do this music thing. My dad was a national recording artist, and he was a gospel quartet lead singer, very popular, very great voice. My sisters sang. They had a record deal back in the early '90s, and their group was called Sisters. I, to be totally honest with you, again, and I'll reiterate this.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of knew more that I was gonna be more of a public figure, if you will, at about maybe
Mm-hmm.
age of 8, 11, around there. But
Right.
I never really thought that I would be doing music. You know, I knew that
Mm-hmm.
I liked music. I loved singing, you know, not
Right.
openly, but just I loved
Mm-hmm.
to hear it. I loved the sound of it
Right.
sonically.
Mm-hmm.
We listened to everything, you know,
Mm-hmm.
gospel, R&B. I didn't have that type of church family either. Excuse me, either like was like so
Mm-hmm.
religious and spiritual that you know we didn't know every aspect of life. So you know, I thank
Right.
God for that too. I saw the
Mm-hmm.
streets, I
Mm-hmm.
saw church, I
Mm-hmm.
saw reconciliation, I saw
Mm-hmm.
divorce, I saw fighting, I saw getting
Right.
arrested, I saw hustling. So you know, I think that those type of opportunities for me kind of it kind of gave me a well balanced life. But I think you know
Mm-hmm.
to just kind of pinpoint and get back to answering your question, when did I know that I had to do music? I would think it was about 2014, and I wrote a song called "Friend."
Mm-hmm.
And when I wrote this song, I reached out to a producer who, in my opinion, was one of the best kept secrets out of Buffalo. You know, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
say this too. You know, I got a lot of friends because of my relationships as a musician prior to being an artist all
Right.
over the world. You know, I've
Mm-hmm.
toured in London and Europe and France, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I have a lot of friends. But I choose to work with Buffalo cats. You know, I really
Mm-hmm.
do. So there was a guy by the
Mm-hmm.
name of Jesse Miller. He's in Houston now, but we got together and we did that song, and uh we ended up doing a little small EP, and that song was called Friend, and it didn't sound churchy, it didn't
Mm-hmm.
sound traditional. It was more R&B. You know,
Right.
that's who I am. That's what I love. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
play all type of different genres of music, from rock to bluegrass. You know, I've done that as a musician and
Right.
singing, but you know, the sound of R&B is just something that it just sticks with me. So we did that song, and we ended up doing some more songs. We did a whole EP, and I got some levels of success from that, and I enjoyed the feeling of healing myself. And
Mm-hmm.
then you get those testimonies and those calls from
Mm-hmm.
people, and they're saying, "Yo, this song blessed me. I was
Mm-hmm.
going through chemo, or I was
Mm-hmm.
going through a scare,
Mm-hmm.
and I listened to your song, and you know, went back to the doctor, and no signs of cancer or whatever. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just little testimonies like that, and it
That's
just
a
kind
big
of,
testimony, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, you
Yeah,
know, but
we don't realize sometimes in our positions how much of an impact we really have on other people's lives. And we definitely have a serious impact on other people's lives, especially someone with your kind of music influence. You definitely have a big impact on other people's lives. Like when I started first hearing your voice, I'm like, he's in Buffalo? What? We
wow,
really do have some dope talent in
yeah.
Buffalo, New York, and I think too much talent's being overlooked here, honestly. But um, you know, why don't you tell everyone too about, didn't you just perform at New York City Fashion Week as well?
Yeah. You know, I've been getting a lot of great opportunities, and I want to say this. You know,
Mhm.
shouts out to Rob Lee for that
Mhm.
opportunity of being a part of something as huge
Yeah.
as Fashion Week. It was kind
Mhm.
of like surreal for me, but
Mhm.
to be totally honest, there's some other opportunity coming from that, and
Mhm.
you know, I was able to get that because of I believe there's a guy by the name of Rio Weber, and I was going to say I just believe that God
Mhm.
puts people in your life
Mhm.
to uh to validate you,
Right.
and when I first started singing, and I did my first R&B song,
Mhm.
and I may be going a little too far, but uh I'm just gonna say, like, all of these opportunities that are
Mhm.
coming to me
Mhm.
happen because of me becoming a part of the Life Jennings tour, which
Mhm.
I got that opportunity. Shouts out to Life Jennings and shouts out
Mhm.
to Rio Weber. Rio actually vouched for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
I had a song called entitled Angel, and Angel cracked the top 200 of the internet gospel Billboard chart, and
Mhm.
it ended up
Mhm.
being number one for 3 weeks straight in November of 2021, which because I was charting, I got the opportunity to open up for Life Jennings
Mhm.
in Orlando, Florida at the House of Blues on October 31st,
Mhm.
2021.
That's an amazing opportunity. Definitely shout out to Life Jennings. I love his music. I think he's a very talented artist. I think he's
Yeah.
underrated. I think he's kind of underrated. I definitely
Yeah,
do.
definitely.
Yeah.
But let me say something
Mhm.
about him. To be honest, like he. One thing about it, I've been on tour opening up for like city wineries
Mhm.
and all of the House of Blues for 2 years. Like
Mhm.
it's really kind of going on three because uh I was I think my tour was up November 9th of 23. But I ended
Mhm.
up since then um I've done six more dates. And so I'm
Mhm.
still like, they call me and I get other dates and things of
Right.
that nature. But the brother is definitely well rounded as far as
Mhm.
he understands that this is an assignment.
Right.
So opening up for him has been a joy. Opening up
Mhm.
and opening up in these major
Mhm.
opportunity arenas for me because I love the big small venue. I like the city wineries. I
Mhm.
like
Yeah, the smaller venues. I was gonna ask what you
yeah
prefer because me,
yeah
even when I'm networking in my position, because I manage artists, I have a management A&R company. I'm a promoter too, all those things.
uh-huh
So I like smaller venues because I think it's easier to network that way. You know.
yeah you know
I do love the big events, don't get me wrong, because of the excitement and everything going on and all the people. But at the same time, sometimes it's more intimate and you're able to network more with people and maybe reach out to people better if it's a smaller venue. So I definitely enjoy
I
that too.
I, I agree with you totally.
Mhm.
It's just the intimacy of it, like
Right,
you said, like
exactly.
because the networking is a lot more pure for me.
Right.
And so I enjoy getting the call
Mhm.
to open up for him whenever I get the
Mhm.
opportunity. Like
Right.
it's really a no brainer. I
Right.
haven't turned down any shows because
Mhm.
it works for me. It's
Right.
like it's really, and if I could just be really honest here, which I
Mhm.
want, that's
Please.
why I like to do interviews.
Mhm.
I'm basically, you know, I'm a I'm a spiritual boy. I
Mhm.
love God. I have
Mhm.
I have my hangups and my
Mhm.
imperfections and things of that
We
nature.
all do.
Yeah. But I'm called to show people where the love is at.
Mhm.
I'm called to sing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like I'm called to sing about, you know, let's try to make up,
Right.
and
Right.
if we break up, let's do it amicably.
Exactly. Were
You know,
you ever would you say like your one of your first performances you were like really nervous? Or do you
you,
still get nervous before you perform? Like did you ever have stage fright?
you know what? I gotta be totally honest with you. I think because of church, no.
Okay.
We were kind of forced in church, like you give God
Mhm.
your best.
Mhm.
So you
It's
don't.
so funny. I didn't even know you were so involved spiritually like that, but I felt it. I could
Mhm.
feel it. And
Wow.
from one spiritual person to another, you can sometimes sense those things without someone saying something.
Yeah.
And definitely an honor to even have you here.
Wow.
And it definitely was God that brought us together.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
For sure. So, um, I think you have like you've done so much already, but I feel like you have so much more definitely to accomplish. What would you say is something you haven't done yet that you would like to still accomplish as an artist?
I wanna work in the studio with two people. I wanna work with Kanye West, and I wanna work with Charlie Wilson. And I think it's for me, it's more spiritual.
Right.
Um, and again, thank you for having me here, because that's encouraging to hear
Mhm.
someone say, "Hey, I feel spirituality from your music."
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, to be honest, that's an award for me. That's a Grammy.
It's your whole aura. It's
Wow.
not even just the music, it's your aura. You have a presence. And I do think you definitely have a calling, and I'm just happy you're listening and you're doing it because you definitely had an impact, always having an impact, I'm sure, every time someone hears your music.
Wow.
So would you say those are your main influences in your
Nope.
journey, or who would be your main influences in your music journey so far?
Nope. Nope. They're not. They don't even influence me. I think um, I'm only talkative
Mhm.
by design.
Mhm.
Like, have I ever been nervous? No, but I do
Mhm.
anticipate doing my best every time.
Right, right.
So
That's the most important. Mhm. It's definitely important to always try to bring your best when it comes to, well, anything you're doing really. But it's definitely important to bring your best to the table every time. Um, I think something's going on right now with the screen, but I'm gonna pull up this YouTube in the meantime till while we wait for him to get back on the screen. Definitely a great interview and a great artist. Let me get this YouTube together here. But I want to wait until he gets back before we even play the music because, I also want to ask questions as far as, the creative process of doing this. It's definitely not easy. It takes time and a lot to articulate the right execution when you're making a track, and not even just a track, but a project, an album, period. Um, And every artist I also realized has a different creative process. Not everyone has the same creative process either. So I'm definitely um, always interested to hear, an artist's creative process, how they go about writing their music or recording their music, things of that nature. Because everyone's different when it comes to their creative process. Um, it's so crazy because, um, a lot of people sometimes don't realize, what a calling they have until later in life. But the good thing is as long as they're trying to fulfill it, that's the most important thing because late is better than never. Um, hey, you're back.
yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I'm
Mhm.
back. Let me let
So
me.
I was saying, I wanted to know, like, what is your creative process? When you're recording music, writing music, like really just getting into it and trying to create a project, what's your creative process?
My creative process is be one with the track.
Mm-hmm.
Um, again, I don't want to keep harping on spirituality, but every song that I
Mm-hmm.
write comes to
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, it just comes to me. Like,
Right.
I hardly
Mhm.
ever get a track and
Mhm.
then write to it. You know,
Right.
sometimes,
Mhm.
which shouts out to Rob Bonner. That's another
Mhm.
Buffalo guy. He and I, we kind of, it's like magic together. Like he'll come up with a
Mhm.
track. Yo, D, I got a track just for you. Send it
Mhm.
to me. 15 minutes later, song is written. You know,
Mhm. Nice.
but I think my creative process is
Mhm.
just is just spiritual. It's just I'm feeling like I need to write
Mhm.
this song because I'm down. Somebody else is down. Somebody
Mhm.
needs to hear this. And
Mhm.
again, if you listen to all of my music, it's all about relationship. It's all about
Right.
relationship. Like, it's all about
Mhm.
getting together, breaking up uh, uh, cordially, or trying to fix it, or hey, you hurt me, I
Right.
hurt you. Reconciliation, if you will. So I don't,
Mhm.
I
Right.
can't lie and say I have like a set way of doing things. Now, as a drummer, I enjoy
Mhm.
recording to like Christmas lights, things of
Right.
that nature. But other than that, I really don't have a process.
So, first off, I want to say before I even ask my next question is don't ever feel like to me, in my personal opinion, don't ever feel like you're harping too much on spirituality because it's
Right.
important
Right.
that spiritual people like us get the word out there. And no, we're not going to push it and try to force it down no one's throat, but it is
Yeah.
important, especially in today's day and age. So,
Yeah. Thank you.
a lot of people feel kind of like shy or timid about really sometimes mentioning certain things because a lot of different people might go against it, but always just stay true to yourself.
Right.
Stay true to yourself and always just be you because that's how you got to where you are today.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
most definitely, and in this music industry, if you haven't already, you will come across people that will try to take you down, like, from that spirituality and try to make you have a whole different belief system,
Yeah.
so just
Yeah.
completely keep being true to yourself and keep being you, and just don't let no one steal that from you. Don't let no one try to steal that spirituality from you. Don't let no one try to steal your love for God or whatever the higher being is that you believe in. Don't let no one steal that from you.
Thank you for that, and I appreciate that,
Mhm.
and that is kind of the way I flow. But it's we're living in a time where people
Mhm.
they lose interest, they lose
Mhm.
they just lose focus on it. But for me, this
Mhm.
this is how I got here. This is what I do, and
Mhm.
I do stick to what I know that I'm supposed to do. However, I do
Mhm.
believe that like even my videos and things of that nature, they're getting a lot better.
Mhm.
Better budgets.
Mhm.
I just signed with Warner Music Group, a distribution deal, back in September of 2023. So budgets
Mhm.
change and things
Mhm.
change, but as far as my process of how I
Mhm.
write and the music that I
Mhm.
write and how I push DMOP,
Mhm.
it's all about God and love for me.
Mhm. Most definitely, and congratulations on that deal as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Most definitely. So, and everything, just like wine, gets finer in time.
Ah,
So remember, it's always a process. There's levels to it and steps to this, and you're gonna always get better in time.
thank you.
As long as you keep practicing your craft and you're just perfecting it more and more every day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So I know this song's about a year old now, but it's called Do You, Do Me.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. So why don't you tell everyone how you came up with this song exactly, and then we're gonna play it.
Well, do you do me? I think everybody's in relationship, whether your relationship worked or it didn't
Mhm.
work. We all know how it feels to be in a relationship that gets stagnated. Or a relationship
Right.
where somebody has taken advantage of one another, and because it starts somewhere,
Hang
and
on.
that's really where this song comes from.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why I really like that. I actually, when I heard this song, it really touched me in a certain way, and that's why I want to play it too. Because and I'm I'm happy to hear you say it like that, because that's kind of the way I took it. Exactly, because I actually recently experienced some things of people trying to take advantage of me. So people will try to use your kindness for weakness.
Of course, of
So
course.
it's definitely yeah.
Yeah, it's a spirit, and
Mm-hmm.
shout out to Derek Williams for shooting this video. That's one of my brothers. He's done about maybe 90% of my videos, and people don't really know it because I don't really promote it a lot. But the young lady that's featured as my love interest is
Mm-hmm.
Andrea Rachel Parker from. She plays in a lot of movies, but I think one of her main roles was Power with 50
Mm-hmm.
Cent. And I think she was Tariq's girlfriend in that in Power. So from
Mm-hmm.
Showtime, I think that was a 50 Cent movie. But yeah, shouts out to her, and it was a dope video shoot.
Most definitely. Let's roll it. Do You Do Me by D Motley. Turn up your speakers, y'all. Share the live.
You told me you love me, I told you back. You said I don't show you, how was that? We argue and argue all the time, trying to figure out what's going on in our minds. So uncomfortable with how I make you feel. I remember when you said you wouldn't deal. Try not to hate me, let's let this go, cause what we had just ain't working no more. We are done. Are done. Baby girl, we are done. We are done. Now that it's over, no more blaming one another, cause we've been faking to keep this together, but it's paper thin over and over and over again. We're hurting bad, trying to please each other. We keep on fighting, nothing's getting better. Exhausted and tired from all the accusation. This is a lie, so let's stop playing. Our done. Baby girl, we are done. Baby girl, we are done.
You hit the road, but the exit. Now you on the list with the exes. No more love you Texas. You broke our link like a necklace. Time invested. It was dead. Tired of being neglected. Begging for your affection. Guess I had to learn my lesson. What we've been through. Love like cold like an igloo. Too many unhealed issues. On my side, on your side. I don't even know who to vent to. I wish it could all be simple. Our fights just scar my mental. My love, did you be gentle? Not just that. You want me to leave, so I did that. You shade at me, but you missed that. I ain't petty, I'm a king, so I don't want none of them gifts back. No calls, no chit chat. Our pictures down on the internet. You could be green if you text. You gotta let me to my next. Yeah.
It didn't work, but I love. It didn't work, but I love you. It didn't work, but I love you. It didn't work, but I love you. We are done. Are done. Baby girl, we are done. I still love you, baby, yes I do. I never meant to hurt you, no. No. Hey. We are done. You know there comes a time in every man's life when he just has to be honest. and I've reached that time.
Definitely a dope track. Do You Do Me? And even though the lyrics are like, okay,
if you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you could access up to $150,000 of capital for free at 0% to fund.
Come on, where'd your page go? It disappeared on me. So I think that's a dope track. I really do. And it has like that feel good tune to it, you know, that feel good vibe to it, you know, even though it's talking about, you know, we ain't together no more and everything, do you do me, it has like that really good uplifting vibe to it. And that's one of the things that drew my attention to it too, is because you know, even though it's talking about that, it's still it still has like, you know, a really uptone beat to it and vibe to it.
Yeah, we kind of like that, you know. We like to keep the music positive, and you know, a lot of people don't believe this, but one of the most spiritual and most powerfully spiritual spirits here on earth is music. You know,
most definitely.
Yeah, you can listen to a song and get ready to want to try to murk somebody. You can listen to a song and feel like I need to forgive somebody, you know. So I've never been told that about that track, but people enjoy it, and so I'm honored that you feel that way about it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love it. And it really resonated with me because of something that recently happened some months back. So it was like, oh yeah, this is I had to turn it up all the way. Like, oh, this is my joint for a minute. That's like that was like my song.
Wow.
Especially dedicated to somebody, but we won't say names.
Yeah, no, don't say the name. Please don't say the name.
Oh, never. I'm not giving them no love. No more. But this is called, everybody, Angel.
What would I do if I couldn't have you? If I never met you, I'd be lost without you. Who would I call when my back's against the wall? And who would I text when I'm lonely? Who would I trust when it's time for me to vent? And who would I hurt for breakups and makeups? Where would I go? Where would I be if I'd never found you? You're my angel, great angel. I love the way you make me feel. Yes, you are good to me, great angel. Oh, yes, you are my angel. Verse 2, listen. Ain't gonna act like I don't need you. Ain't gonna act like I don't want you. No. Ain't gonna act like I can do this on my own. Ain't gonna act like I don't love you. Never ever could have lived without you. No. You're the lyrics to this song. Come dance with me. You're my harmony. You're the air I breathe and my destiny. Love how you love me. Love that you chose me. Baby girl, you're my victory. Oh. I've been touched, yeah. Oh, just like an angel. Oh, yeah. Like an angel. Baby girl, you're my angel. Love me right now. I can live again. Gave me joy and now I can breathe again. You taught me how to share. No more ego, no tripping. No more fighting, no fussing. Girl, let's just keep living this life for love. You're my angel. Yeah. Oh. Just my angel. I feel your love, yes I do. You've been so good to me. Just my angel. Life ain't the same without you, baby. Just my angel. 'Cause I can't do it without you, baby. Angel. Oh yeah. Just my angel.
That was very beautiful track. And what made you come up with that? Did you have a certain influence that made you came up with that track? Maybe a special love interest that made you feel like, you had an angel now in your presence?
You know what? I have to be honest. Like, these songs that I come up with, they come to me because it's almost like biblical,
Mhm.
the Bible is for everybody, whether
Mhm.
people believe that or not or want to receive it. So, I've been in two relationships that are open.
Mhm.
Um, one a failed marriage, married now. So I've had a lot of relationships with women.
Mhm.
And so in those relationships, you learn who you can be with, you learn who you can't be with, you learn who
Mhm.
helps you, you learn who hasn't helped you, you learn who's stolen your
Mhm.
time, and
Most
you learn,
definitely.
yeah, and you learn
Amen
who,
to that. Amen. He preaching now. Amen to that.
yeah, and then you've also learned who
Mhm.
time you've stolen,
Mhm.
and
Right.
so for me, I feel like
Mhm.
I'm an ambassador
Mhm.
for the spirit of love, so it
Right.
comes up. No song is just totally about one particular person. It's about
Right.
my failed relationships, my victories, the ones who didn't last, but
Mhm.
we have great memories. Like,
Right.
relationship is just it works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. But
Right.
I don't think that one song could ever be about one person.
Mhm.
The way that I do music, you know what I'm saying? Of course,
Right.
you have moments of inspiration
Mhm.
based on how somebody has blessed you or hurt you or made you feel,
Right.
if you will, excuse me. But most importantly, um, again, these songs are about how this relationship made me feel, how this,
Mhm.
how this woman made me feel, whether it was good or bad, and so
Mhm.
all of this music that I write are testimonials, just
Mhm.
the spirit of love. And
Right.
let's be honest here, Melissa. Let's be honest.
Mhm.
Like, love is not always great.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
love is learning lessons. Love is
Mhm.
hurt,
Right.
anger,
Mhm.
fighting. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying. So you got to
Mhm.
just figure out what's the appropriate love for every situation.
Right. Exactly. And not everyone, can, get through the storm. Some might not be as strong to get through that storm. A relationship might be tested, and yeah, and some just fall off when that happens. But I really like this track, even though it was more geared like towards a woman. I felt like, wow, this track is for like a new love interest of mine. Like, he's like been an angel in my
Wow.
life. So like, I like it because I realized too that when we let go of toxic people in our life and toxic things in our life, that God is going to bring those people that are supposed to be in your life.
Right.
But sometimes
Right.
we rob ourselves of our own blessings because we're trying to hang on here and hang on there and think we're hanging on to something good that wasn't good for us in the first place.
Right. Right.
So when I really realized, letting go of toxic people and toxic things, when I did that and really, really did that with all my heart, God brought this angel into my life that's been like the most amazing blessing to me,
Wow.
period.
Well, to God
And
be glory for that.
yeah, thank you. And I literally like, I can't even believe it right now. Still, it's so surreal, but also different blessings even raining upon me with my company. Like, it's so crazy because it's like, as soon as I let go of certain things, like really let go, God just started pouring all the blessings in,
Right.
all
Which
the
is,
opportunity with the business, all
yeah,
different things, just all different things.
yeah,
So, it definitely, I feel like sometimes, one of the most important things is don't rob yourself of your own blessings. hanging on to maybe toxicity that you shouldn't even be dealing with in the first place. You know, you might be robbing yourself of your blessings. And that's something I recently, you know, I thought I knew before, but really experienced and really, you know, now really resonated in a whole different way, you know. So I most definitely really like that song.
Appreciate it.
I like all your songs, but
Thank you. Thank you. I mean,
I am D-Ma, and this is my time.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm humbled by that. So, you know, to God be the glory.
Most definitely. So why don't you tell us before I even play it about NPR Tiny Desk?
Yeah, so we did the Tiny Desk submission, and you know, everybody who knew I was doing this was like, hey man, you got to do Angel and you have to do Dirty, you know, and Dirty is a song that's saying, you know what, I did you dirty, I apologize, let's try to do this over. So, but and the way that we can forgive one another is, I'm gonna start first. Let me tell you how I pictured this. And so, you know, we ended up doing it for NPR Tiny Desk submission, and it was a nice turnout. And so this is the finished product.
Awesome.
Tiny Desk. Let's go.
Yes, even live, he's amazing, y'all. Make sure you're following Do Not Motley.
First off, I'm sorry, real sorry for all the dirt I've done. Second thing is, we started off this way. You told me your problems and that I could solve them. So I did, then I daddied you like you asked me to. Didn't think control, never felt I lose control. God is my judge when I say that it wasn't malicious. Now I'm trying to fix this. Here's my repentance, oh, in this relationship at times we both play. Please forgive me, baby, for being. Try to hear me love because I know I was nothing more to say. But you're try not to be so nasty. Pick up the phone, make me happy. Baby, I cry, you cry. Let's just discuss this safely. See, our emotions are so real. Now it's time for us to heal. Back and forth, we keep denying that love still lives here. I don't want to be a quitter. That's why I'm begging for you to listen to this apology. My life would be over if I can't love you. I don't know what I would do in this relationship. At times we both play. Please forgive me, baby, for being. Try to hear me love because I know I was nothing more to say. But you're in this relationship, at times we both play dirty. Hey, please forgive me, baby, cause I was dirty. Woo! Try to hear me love because I know I was dirty. Nothing more to say. But you're, listen, I feel empty when you're not with me. I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. I gotta get this message to you, baby. Yeah. Signed, sealed, and delivered, baby. I got to get this message to you, baby. Because in this relationship, we both were wrong. Listen, in this relationship, at times we both play. Please forgive me, baby, cause I was. Oh my God, I know the mind was. Hey, nothing more to say but your love. In this relationship, at times we both play. So please forgive me, baby, cause I was dirty. Try to hear me, love, because I know I was. There's nothing more to say, but your, listen, there's nothing more to say, but your love. There's nothing more to say, but your love. There's nothing more to say, but your love cleans me out.
Thank you.
That track just like has a whole vibe to it. Like every one of your tracks just has a whole vibe to it for sure.
Man,
like I love the whole way the whole melody was and the whole way you orchestrated that chorus and everything. Like it definitely is definitely a dope track. You definitely have a lot of artistic abilities that I hope you continue to definitely use and perfect.
Thank you so much. Yo, shout out to my man Darren Simpson from Detroit, Michigan. He and I did that track together, so shout out, big shout out and love to him.
Most definitely. And who are some other people you want to give shout outs to, and also tell everyone the platforms to follow you on as well?
All right, cool. First of all, I just want to shout out my family. I want to shout out the rock movement. I want to shout out the city of Buffalo. Shout out every producer on my band. Just to be totally honest, I just feel like I'm in a blessed position, so I just got love for everybody that has love for me, and those who don't, I still love you. You could check me out on social. You can check me out on Instagram. Matter of fact, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, but I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to send everybody to my website. On my website, you'll be able to read my bio, know who I've worked with. You'll be able to see my dates, up and coming dates is on the website, as well as how do you book DMOT, how do you get me for interviews. And then also all of my social media handles are there. So you can click on my Instagram. You can click on my YouTube. You can click on my TikTok and, just follow me. I tell everybody that, I love you and there's nothing you could ever do about it. Let's get this DMOT music out here. Let's make love. Let's make up, and if we got to break up, let's break up cordially.
Exactly. Keep it cordial.
Yeah.
Let's be adults and keep it cordial. Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
So I just want to play one more track of yours. It's a love ballad. This love ballad is definitely dope, y'all. Check it out. It speaks for itself.
I swear I love you. I need you. I gotta have you. Listen. I have never been so much in love before. What a difference a true love made in my life. So nice, so right. Loving you gave me something new that I never felt, never dreamed of. though it's not the feeling I had before. Oh, it's much, much more. Listen, your love, I never knew that a touch would mean so much. What a difference. And when we walk hand in hand, I feel so real. Lovers come and then lovers go. That's what folks say. But don't they know they're not here when you love me, when you hold me and say it's gonna be okay. And what we have is much more than they could see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What we have is much more than they could see. Never really met now. What we have is much more than they could see. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say, what we have is much more than they could see. What we have is much more than they can see. Every distance, what we have is much more than they can see. What we have is much more.
I love that track. Y'all don't even know. I could not wrap this up without playing that track. And I love the way you were wearing the Buffalo Bills hat too in a couple of things.
Yeah, we gotta,
Hey,
we gotta represent the whole town. We gotta
right.
represent
I'm like, yeah, he's representing. Some people get in a certain position and their heads and egos get so big and they forget where they came from.
No, not me. I love Buffalo. I love people. I represent who I am, and and thank you for even reminding me of that in the interview earlier. Like, to just be who God called for me to be. Like, that's who I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Sometimes would be surprised who might actually have a word or where it's going to come from. But I think it's so important. Like, I've been tested myself in this industry already. My faith has been tested.
Yeah.
And it's been tested to the point where, like, I really had to sit there and be really strong and adamant on no, just strong on my faith, period.
Right. Yeah.
And stick to my boundaries and stick to, what it is, because some people act like they know everything or they have a better way for you. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
And then God will also bless you when you stay true to him and you stay faithful, and so, it's definitely important, especially in this day and age for, spirituality to really be recognized and talked about.
Correct.
And, and be an influence. And I was happy to hear you were kind of raised in church as well.
Oh yeah. I was my grandmother, my great grandmother pastor, my grandfather pastor, my grandmother pastor, my dad.
Wow.
Yeah, and I pastor a church in Buffalo as well called the Remnant House Outreach Church. And so,
do you really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that. You're gonna have to give me the info, and I'm gonna have to come check you out. I'm actually looking for a new church, to be honest. I just moved back to Buffalo from Atlanta. And I definitely am trying to get back in my word and find me a new church. I think it's definitely important that you have fellowship as well with other people that are like-minded, I guess you could say. But
Which I think you would love it, because we don't do denomination. We don't do we don't tell people that they're going to hell, or anything like that. We don't do tradition. We don't do traditional. We're not a traditional church, and we don't do plagiarism either. So what we do is we tell the people to come and just experience a free relationship, or an environment where they could just hear about God and then go home and then practice it in their community.
Most definitely. And I think that's awesome, because a lot of people lose sight on, because there's so many people sometimes in the church now that you can't even trust. And, so a lot of people get discouraged, and that one person that they couldn't trust or did something to them might take them away from going to church altogether. And, I think it's really sad that happens, because we should never let not just one person influence our relationship with God, because in the long run, it is our walk in relationship with God, not theirs.
That's right.
And, it's important to still be able to fellowship with other people that are like-minded and believers as well. So it's definitely something that I don't think people should keep themselves from doing just because of one bad experience,
and let me say this: only the church gets that reputation. What I teach people is, I'm no good, just like you're no good, but God is good. So we create an environment, and so the address of the church is 1232 Hurdle Street, Buffalo, New York. We do Sundays at 11:30. Come as you are.
12:30. Oh, Hurdle too.
Yeah,
I could definitely.
1232 Hurdle Street every Sunday at 11:30.
What's the nearest cross street? What is it close to? What other main street?
Commonwealth, in between Commonwealth and Delaware.
Oh, okay. So like North Buffalo area. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's a nice area too. Good area. I'm definitely excited. And we'll be definitely, I'll DM you for like the exact times, and tell everyone what time actually should they come.
Services is every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. So, small in there. You might want to get there a little early, maybe 15 minutes to, secure you a seat. But, again, I'm not religious. I'm just spiritual. I'm just showing people where the bread is at, showing them where the living water is at, reading the scripture. And then, you let God decipher for you what your destiny and your purpose are, or purposes are in this life.
Right, exactly. Most definitely excited and honored to have you on the show. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Very much. And again, representing Buffalo, New York, 716, D-Mott,
all day.
And Melissa. So we always got to represent and show love to our hometown. And I feel like, I have all these people in different networks all over the place, but now I really need to get out there, get my feet wet more locally now, so
let me not to cut you off, but let me give everybody my website. It's DMOTTmusic.com. So that's DMOTmusic.com. One word, DMOTTmusic.com.
And that'll have everything on there, all your music and everything.
Everything, your DMOT merchandise, everything's there. Shouts out to Just Doing Life, my man Ricky White out in Los Angeles.
Awesome. That's dope. Everyone, please make sure you guys tune in for my next podcast interview tomorrow with Armani Rose, very talented female artist. She'll be on at 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, same time, same channel. And also Tuesday as well. The flyers will be promoting, or I have been promoting them on my story. So make sure y'all are keeping your eyes and ears open. Also, if anyone needs management, hit me up. Anyone needs a promoter or would like a podcast interview, make sure you hit me up. We have everything an artist needs to help them level up and get to where they want to be. We have radio play submissions, brand consulting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely tap in. You can find me on my Facebook, Melissa Flynn, right here, or you can go to the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Seductive Peach. And till next time, thank you to everyone who supported, and God bless and good night to everybody. Peace. Talk to you soon. That was a very dope interview. Make sure you guys go back and share it over and over again to all your platforms. Make sure you're hitting the like button. I definitely greatly appreciate everyone's support. The Peach podcast with Seductive Peach, actually, I forgot to mention, or wanted to mention real quick, will be in Rockford, Illinois, April 5th, doing press media for She Who Inspires Me award ceremony. So I'm very excited about that. Please make sure y'all tune into that as well. I will be on Roku TV, Tubi, the Peach podcast with Seductive Peach. Like, it's going to be lit. Like, we're going to be live out there at the ceremony, interviewing the guests and everything. So I'm super psyched about that. I would appreciate everyone's support as well for that. And again, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, either on the Seductive Peach YouTube or the Peach Podcast with Seductive Peach. Again, everyone, have a blessed night.